It's over. ITV are celebrating the 40th anniversary of CITV by cancelling it forever. Basically, ITV have announced the planned closure of its children's channel, CITV, which was based off its flagship 3 o'clock to about 5:30 programming, which entertained kids in the 80s, 90s and 2000s. They've decided to launch a dedicated destination for kids on its streaming service, ITVX, but I don't think it'll be quite the same. But during this week of mourning, I have scoured high and low on the internet, on Reddit and Facebook, to find out which shows that people most remember, that people most love from CITV. So why don't you sit back, relax, and find out if your favourite show made the top 10. Crashing in at number 10, It's My Parents Are Aliens. So this show ran from 1999 to 2006. It was a beloved sitcom featuring alien parents, Brian and Sophie, and their foster children, Mel, Josh and Lucy. Aliens were from the planet Velux, which almost sounds like a roof blind, but we'll forget about that. They have the ability to morph into other people. The kids often end up parenting the parents and help them acclimatise to planet Earth.
All right, man. I sort of don't want to ask, but what the hell is all this about?
Chill out, you div. What?
Yeah.
Now hijinks ensue as no one outside the family must ever learn that they are actually aliens. Now this award-winning show often demonstrated quite subversive humour.
Now at the end of season 7, all the child actors got replaced by brand new ones, and the alien parents got their memories wiped. So, thanks for the earthworm custard, the season 7 finale is considered the true ending by fans.
See you when you get back from Velux. Fly safely.
We will. Thanks for all the earthworm custard.
How long will it take you to fly to Velux and back?
About 5 years.
You do know we would have moved on by then, don't you?
Welcome to the jungle. In at number 9 is Jungle Run. Now Jungle Run ran from 1999 to 2006, and it was originally hosted by Dom of Dick and Dom and
Hi,
Bungalow
welcome
fame.
to Tiger Point. I am Dominic Wood, and you are watching Jungle Run.
Then Chris Jarvis for 2 seasons, and the last few seasons by Michael Underwood.
But the journey's going to be tough. Some of this team may not make it back.
Now, kids had to win treasure in the purpose-built jungle set, which was actually a disused airbase in Nottingham. Now, the kids had to collect bananas or silver monkey statues, which would give them 10 seconds of time inside the temple of the Jungle King. Now, it was quite a similar vibe to the Crystal Maze. And it also featured 2 terrifying looking monkeys called Sid and Elvis, who were loyal to the Jungle King, who would distract contestants by throwing coconuts in their direction. The temple itself would include many puzzles, riddles and mazes, and the kids would fight a race against time to win a golden statue. The only trouble is if they didn't get out of time, they would be sealed inside the tomb forever.
Unbelievable. Out of time. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. You had your 20-second warning. I told you at 15 you got to get out.
No, we didn't.
You didn't leave quick enough.
We didn't hear it.
Well, you seem pretty shocked, and I'm not surprised, but unfortunately, that's the rule of the jungle. You get out, you get the prizes, you get locked in, you stay there. It's hard, but that's the way it is.
Now, here is a very terrifying fact for you, which I only found out recently. Channel 5, round about the same time, commissioned an adult version of the show called Naked Jungle, which was brilliant for naturists, including an infamously naked Keith Chegwin, but it's something very disturbing because they actually use the same set as Jungle Run for Naked Jungle. Coming in at number 8 is Nightmare. Nightmare was a medieval fantasy show for children using virtual reality 30 years before it even became mainstream and popular as it is today. Nightmare was inspired by computer games and utilised blue screen technology to create an adventure. One child was the Dungeoneer and be guided by his or her 3 friends, also known as his advisors.
Another one.
So it made the player in his virtual reality helmet effectively blind. They would have to navigate around unexploded bombs, traps, spinning saws, monsters and scorpions. Now actors would play various characters along the way. Some were more friend or some were more foes.
Thief! Cave Goblin!
Now it was led by the charismatic Treguard.
And don't, whatever you do, look behind you.
Now I have to show you this almost iconic clip which I've probably watched at least 20 times.
Here is stable. Proceed with care, but don't delay.
Simon, side step to your left.
You were never very good at manoeuvring, were you?
Coming in at number 7 is Children's Ward, which was described as Casualty for kids. Now it ran from 1989 to 2000 and about 143 episodes. The Children's Ward was set up in the fictitious South Park Hospital, not that South Park, and told the stories of the young patients and the staff present there. It could be quite hard hitting and won BAFTA awards. The show covered difficult issues such as cancer, alcoholism, drug addiction and abuse, but in a very sensitive manner. And it also featured the odd terrifying car crash. Children's Ward featured various budding young actors who would go on to bigger things, such as Tina O'Brien, Will Mellor, Ralph Little, and the acting debut of Danny Dyer.
I don't know. The fire, I suppose. I don't know why she's taking it out on me, but it ain't my idea of fun.
Look high, look low, look everywhere. Coming in at number 6 is Finders Keepers. Now running from 1991 to 1996, this fantastic game show was hosted by Neil Buchanan, who you may see again on this list today. Now Finders Keepers was the ultimate chance for kids to raid the rooms of a big house to win prizes, and no one cared if you made an absolute mess. 2 teams of 2 took part to find hidden items in kitchens, bathrooms, bedrooms and ever-changing fantasy room, whilst being attacked by silly string confetti and streamers. There was also a quiz round, with winners gaining more access for even more rooms to raid.
Where would you go to buy sausages?
2.
Where would you go to buy sausages? The church?
Although I did feel sorry who I had to clean up afterwards. Another alien programming coming down for number 5 is Mike and Angelo. Now Mike and Angelo ran from 1989 to 2000 and centred on Angelo, an alien from another world who appeared inside a wardrobe. Yeah, and lived with schoolboy Mike and his mother. Now the show turned out to be ITV's second longest sitcom ever, with 123 episodes. Angelo had multiple abilities, including walking on the ceiling, regeneration,
Angelo! Angelo! No! No! No!
Honey.
Morning, Rita.
and was also an inventor of many things that didn't actually go according to plan.
Quick shuffle. And into the Angelo patent pending, wind assisted triple toaster.
Anyone seen mine?
Voila!
Angelo!
Now, oddly enough, we went through 4 different mics and 2 different Angelos, but the crux of the show was so popular, viewers didn't mind the odd regeneration or new head.
Yeah, madam, control yourself.
It's wacky, it's fun, crazy and outrageous. It's Funhouse coming in at number 4. Funhouse ran from 1989 to 1999 and was hosted by mullet-wearing Pat Sharp and his 2 very lovely cheerleaders, Melanie and Martina, sisters. Now, each episode featured 2 teams, each consisting of a boy and a girl representing schools across the UK. After 3 messy, very messy challenge rounds, kids would take part in the Fun Kart Grand Prix and finally a run around the iconic Funhouse, often going through tunnels of balloons, giant slides, collecting tokens so they could win some amazing prizes. It's definitely worth a rewatch, and I always hoped that an adult Funhouse would come into existence, but it never quite happened. But one thing that I always seem to remember about this show is that illustrious mullet.
Way to re-party the karate face.
How can you tell where someone comes from by the shape of their ears?
And how rude is a piece of paper?
How can you turn a move in space? Whoa!
How? Number 3, How To. Now, How To ran from 1990 to 2006 and originally was based on a show called How in the 60s and 70s. Now, the new How, How To, was made up of original How presenter Fred Dinage, Gareth Jones and Countdown's very own Carol Vorderman. Later presenters who replaced Carol include Sian Lloyd, the Weather Lady, Gail Porter and Gail McKenna. The team clocked up 200 episodes and the trio would explain things and showcase experience into their very own studio, providing answers before the internet even existed. Viewers were treated to answers to: how can you hang a picture with a fork? How can you make shoes out of paper? And how can you chop down a tree with a credit card? Now, it was a fantastically educational show and it was never patronising and it made learning actually fun. Fred, I didn't even realise this, and I don't think many other people do, recently returned for a cameo appearance in a new version of How, and he was the head of How. Now, number 2. Who dares you? Daisy does. It's Zap. Now, Zap ran from 1993 to 2001 and it was based around the giant 18-foot comic which was brought to life. The show was designed originally for deaf children in mind, so the series is mainly based on visual minds and comedy. Now, it was made up of various different characters which would draw you in to their comic bonkers life. Cuthbert Lilly, he's dead silly, would often fail to perform the even most simple tasks, and they would usually fail with disastrous results. Now, Daisy Dares You would set ridiculous challenges for children, and if they passed these difficult challenges, she would throw a temper tantrum if they won, but would laugh at them if they would lose. Now, Smarty Artie, cunningly played by a secret Neil Buchanan, was a caricature artist and would create art out of everyday objects. His magic pen would often bring his design to life. Now, 2 disembodied arms, the handyman, one blue, one yellow, would terrify some audiences but amaze others. These hands would create objects or perform magic tricks or even do the odd bit of cooking. Now, the show was an absolutely mad, bonkers blend of slapstick and educational entertainment, but it was universally loved by all, and many people still regard it as one of the best shows of all time on CITV. But that only leaves one more. Coming in, it's number one. It can only be Art Attack. Art Attack ran from 1990 to 2007, and its host, New Buchanan, revolutionised a generation with his amazing arts and crafts over 17 creative years. Most of these designs involved the iconic PVA glue.
To start with, and there it is. And then just give it a tug to reveal.
And kids were treated on how to make a gargoyle knocker, plaster of Paris masks, dinosaur bookends, and even parcel tape jewellery. Each episode, Neil would create the iconic Big Art Attack. This was essentially a huge giant collage constructed from everyday materials. Now, viewers had to cunningly watch to try and work out what on earth he was designing. Now, I was slightly terrified of the head.
Yes, it's me again, the head.
The head, which is a puppet stone bust. They would often try to recreate some of Neil's art. Badly. Now, I may have been a little traumatised by the head, but recently I found out that the head's head hid a very controversial message. Now, do you agree or disagree with this list? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Now, if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe, and please check out my reviews of other classic kids TV shows. Now, it's going to be hard knowing that CITV doesn't exist, but as I said before, kids from the 80s, 90s, 2000s and even the 10s lived in a golden age of kids programming. It may not be anymore, but we'll always have the memories. Switching off. Take care.
And I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!
Ta-da! It's all right here.